Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Temptation Island coverage on the Hot Dummies on Islands podcast feed. Today, we're telling you why you should be watching season 6 of Temptation Island on Netflix. I'm, of course, Kirsten McInnis, and I'm joined, as always, by the lovely Maggie Morgan. Maggie, how are you?
Hi, Kirsten. I'm doing so amazing. I am so ready to be back. We're back, baby. We're here to talk about these dummies. And, I have to say, I texted Kirsten about 15 minutes into our premiere episode and said, hell yes, these people are nuts. So I'm ready. I'm ready for a great season.
Love it. But we are not alone. This is the crossover event of the century because we have a very special guest co-host. Chappell is here from RHAP Kickback, Nothing But Netflix, basically every podcast. Chappell, how are you?
I'm good. I get around, so I have something in common with a lot of these people that we're going to talk about today. But yeah, I'm the host of the Nothing But Netflix podcast. And so this feels like a perfect opportunity to tell the Nothing But Netflix audience why they should be, of course, watching the show and listening to the Hot Dummies on Island coverage between the two of you. So that's what we're doing today. Y'all are going to take me through it because I've never told you this, but I've never seen this show. Today is my first episode.
And
Well,
okay, that is so crazy to me because multiple times while I was watching the premiere, I was thinking, wow, Chappelle would love this show because he's always talking about how someone having a partner should not get in the way of you meeting the love of your life.
It's tattooed on. I can't tell you where, but it's tattooed on me, and I really believe that. Like, don't let your significant other stop you from meeting the love of your life. We're going to hear a lot about that from some of these people out the gate, and so yeah, this show is kind of built on that premise, and I don't know. I had some expectations. I have some questions. I want to really talk this out with y'all because what are y'all, 6 seasons in? This is crazy.
yeah, and I think that it's the perfect opportunity for you as the Nothing But Netflix correspondent to be here as Temptation Island makes the big move to Netflix, which I hope that we're going to see a big change in audience as you have never watched Temptation Island as it was on the, prestigious USA Network. And now it's moved to Netflix. And I do feel like more people are going to be able to binge. And because I do think that Temptation Island is a show that is ripe for a binge. When you're waiting a week between episodes, it sometimes can get a little stale. And I think that this new format is going to be really, really great.
I can't wait. I'm worried about what it's gonna do to me to binge the season, but we'll see. So this podcast obviously is coming out March 12th, 2025. All 12 episodes, 10 episodes, 12 episodes.
12 episodes.
All 12 episodes have been released on Netflix. We've just watched the premiere today, so we are going to go through the premiere and kind of make you understand why you should watch the show. And so I guess first and foremost, we should explain how this show works. So if anyone is listening that has only watched Love Island, Casa Amor is Temptation Island inside Love Island. So this is where established couples come into the show to test their relationship. They are split up. The women live with a bunch of single men. The men live with a bunch of single women. And those tempters try to get them to cheat and test their relationship. And then at the end, they decide if they want to be together still or if they're breaking up.
And, you may think, so what do they get for being on the show? Is there money at the end like there is for Love Island? No. Is there clout at the end like there is for any of these other dating shows? No, because it was previously on USA Network. These season 6 contestants may have hit the jackpot because now they've been in the Netflix Hot Dummies on Islands fold, which means that they're eligible for all of those great Hot Dummies on show or Hot Dummies on Island show crossovers. But prior to this, Kirsten and I had discussed that most of these people who come on the show as a contestant, they say they want to test their relationship, but they are thirsty.
Yeah, I know. I think in the case of some of the couples specifically on this season, they are on the show because they hate their partner. And like something's not clicking, the breakup's not working, so they came to Temptation Island. Like, but you cannot tell me that Ashley has warm feelings in her heart for Grant.
We're definitely going to get into it. I like that Maggie flagged up that there's going to be a very different audience here, and Rob would hate me if I didn't bring it up, but there have been viral Temptation Island clips from other countries going like all over the internet.
Oh,
Yeah.
Montoya, por
And so
favor.
I think the Montoya and Anita relationship is going to really bring in some people who are like, now what are you saying? What exactly is going on? What is this Temptation Island thing? So yeah, it might get it. They might need to trash it up for Netflix. This felt a little tame.
Well, this is the
that's
thing.
the problem.
Mhm.
Mark L. Wahlberg, the host of Temptation Island, really treats us as therapy, and it's like an important personal journey for everyone there.
He really believes that like you come to that. He has like the highest of hopes for these contestants that they're going to come on the island and really discover what they want out of their relationship, even if that is cheating, But the problem is, I do think this has always kind of been Temptation Island's problem, that Mark L. Wahlberg and the production take it kind of way too seriously for what is actually going on. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's those early episodes of Love is Blind every season where Nick and Vanessa come in and they're like, okay, y'all are embarking on a journey, and this is really gonna, like, you have to open your mind. That's how he's talking to them the whole time. I'm like, they came here to cheat or pretend like they're gonna cheat. You know what I'm saying? Or resist the urge to cheat. So it's like it starts off there, and he's kind of like, he tries to keep that tone despite all these sexy decoys coming out and saying the most heinous things.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and what you'll see, because Chappell, I assume you're gonna watch the whole.
I got
season.
to now. I got to.
But like, part of the show as well is you get to see clips of what your partner is up to while they're away. So every week or every episode, you go to the bonfire and you will see a clip of what your partner's been doing. Whether that's
Montoya found out for sure.
Exactly, talking trash, cheating live in 4K, like Montoya found out, or just like whatever's been going on. And even with that, Mark L. Wahlberg is like, yes, and you're learning what you will tolerate in a relationship. Like, he really uses a lot of therapy speak. And they also have, new last season on Temptation Island, there was a cheating light where, say one of the men was cheating, a light would turn on at the women's house, but they don't know who's cheating. Just a light has turned on. And I am pretty sure for this season, they're doing it again, but it's a little different, where there is a tent with no cameras. And if anyone goes into the tent with no cameras, the light will come on at the other.
Ooh, it's like the hot light at the Krispy Kreme, you know? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know about that, Kirsten.
I'm pretty sure that's what I saw on a preview. I could be wrong.
Oh
so
no,
like,
that's
somebody's
thrilling.
hot ready. Let me pull up. Yeah, let me see what's going on over there. Oh, that cheating light is hilarious. They're real for that.
No, it really is, Chappell, I have to say, just true psychological warfare on these people. Like, they basically, if you want to torture yourself, bring the love of your life to Temptation Island. Because this is the thing, even if these people are being really, really lovely and like not cheating on their partners, they'll make it seem like they kind of are in the bonfire clip. They'll manipulate the heck out of it.
You gotta spice it up. Yeah. I was watching a little preview of the supercut for the rest of the season, like this season, and I was like, ooh, I'm like seeing these cuts. I'm like, I've seen shows like this before. I know that that moment there ain't that bad. Like, I see them. They're coming out of the shower, but didn't happen in there. You probably walked in there. Because
you'll be surprised. In the shower on Temptation Island, things go down.
Well, there was like the shower shot, and there was like a bathroom shot. I could tell the bathroom shot was tame, but the shower shot, I think I saw bare ass. And I was like, oh,
yeah.
They were naked.
Oh, Chappell, sometimes like you literally watch people. I mean, I'm sure you've seen in the Montoya Por Favor clips.
Favor, please.
Like you really do get full on sex scenes on Temptation Island. You see threesomes, like full on, everything.
I want to know where when God was handing out all the people's gifts and things, right? Like when it was like, oh, God was like, okay, you can have this, you can have this, you can have this. He was like, Chappell, you're going to talk, and that's it. Because I really wish there was a world where I could be just attractive enough to where I would be like, No,
Oh,
cast me
stop.
for just hear me out. Cast me for a show under the premise that I'm so attractive that I'm almost irresistible to people, right?
Well,
Chappell,
Chappell-
there are ugly men on this season.
Yeah,
of
we
TV.
get uggos
you
all the time.
definitely could be a tempter on
But-
Temptation Island.
But my point is not even about the tempters though. These people, right? The contestants we get, the 4 guys. Kirsten, when we talk about like too hot to handle, these people are like, I just can't bear not having sex for 3 seconds. Oh my God. Like if I have to wait a day, what am I gonna do? Like, where was I when all that energy was given out? I'm like, I'm fine. Like a woman walks out in front of me and I don't immediately go ooga ooga ooga,
I think that's a positive trait, Chappell.
I don't know.
Like, why aren't I worse as a
Why
person?
aren't I worse? Can we ask the questions here? Why aren't I worse? God. If I call a woman dear, my significant other's not gonna be like, dear. She's gonna be like,
but
okay.
Also, dear is like what you say to like. That's like what a grandpa says to the waitress.
To the nice
like,
waitress.
I was gonna say that's
like,
what. When I got too drunk last week when I was on vacation in Mexico, that's what I started saying to all of the bartenders. When I would I would be like, hey, "Thank you, dear," to everybody who gave me like a pina colada. So
How many pina coladas did you have, Maggie?
That's between me and God.
Photos. It looks like a lot. But yeah, I like if he had said thanks, babe, I can see that being an argument. But like, dear.
Yeah, and then like, sir, why you say that? You know that girl would go like that. Why did you say that? You didn't have to say that.
Because they hate each other, Chappell. They hate each other.
Let's get into the relationships.
Yes.
I wrote just before they met, Mark L. Wahlberg. Sorry, not that Marky Mark, a different one. He definitely got new veneers since the last season of Temptation Island because his teeth are big, white, and fake, and good for him.
Dream.
I love it.
I need that.
No,
I'm trying to give me some big old fake chiclet teeth. Yeah, I'm just ready. Just straight across.
We are a Mark L. Wahlberg stan podcast here.
Okay.
It took some time for us to come around, but honestly, at this point, we're like all in on the Mark L. Wahlberg.
He's too pure for this.
He's my uncle. Like that's my uncle Mark. And he says every relationship faces crossroads like this, which I don't think is
like
true.
Like this specific
this
crossroad.
No. But okay, the first couple we meet is Grant and Ashley. They have been dating for 1.5 years, and they are on Temptation Island because they have trust issues. Why do they have trust issues? Because Grant cheated on her within 1 month of starting their relationship a year and a half ago.
And I have to say, when they showed up on the screen, I literally went to Ashley because she is so beautiful. She looks like a girl who could be on Love Island. Like all of those girls,
stunning.
like she's drop dead gorgeous. I was like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. And Grant is there. And,
and Grant has a daughter.
Yeah, Grant does have a daughter, which I do feel like, Kirsten, we're going to be bringing up a lot throughout the season because as the episode was going on, I kept being like, he has a daughter, like this is a man with a daughter.
This man has a daughter.
The way this episode ended with the Grant and Ashley of it all, I was like, they literally hate each other and will be cheating on each other for revenge back and forth all season long.
I also really, really hope that we get a scene of Grant playing the guitar and serenading one of the Tempters because we did get that clip of him in his room playing the guitar. And I need to get a Ken from Barbie moment where he's just singing into a Tempter's face.
And he will play Wonderwall.
When God was giving out all those emotional like feeling areas where you could just sit and play the guitar to sleep when you're sad about you're potentially going to cheat on your girlfriend. I didn't get that either. I don't know how to play the damn guitar. Like this, I watched it. I was like, wow, this is crazy.
Chappell, you could play the guitar.
I could play the guitar. I actually have a guitar. I was like, I could grab it. I have one. It's not far. But yes, the point here is, you're right, Maggie. Actually, she's so bad. She got 6 wristbands.
She's like a 10 out of 10. Like she is drop dead gorgeous. And I was like, girl, if this man is making you feel like anything other than the most beautiful woman in the world, get away from him. Like you want to talk about a relationship doomed to fail.
It is always mind-boggling on these shows when it will be like the most perfect angel, stunning woman you've ever seen in your life, and then it's just like a guy that's making her feel so bad. And it's like it's not like Grant is ugly. It's like he seems full of himself and he cheated on her. So like there's problems, but like
I also want to say that like he seems like the type of guy, because the story that went along with the cheating was that like she found out right before she went to Greece, and he like surprised her on her trip to Greece. And I was like, why?
Stalker.
Like, yeah, like let her have a good vacation after she just found out her boyfriend cheated on her. Like, I don't know. That was also a huge red flag to me about him, and that tells you a lot about him, I feel.
What it was giving for me was that he cheated on her, but he didn't want her to rebound in Greece. So he didn't want her to sleep with anybody else, so he needed to go there to stop her from having as much fun in Greece as possible.
That's absolutely the truth. She dumped him. They broke up. Like when he cheated, she was like, "I'm going to Greece. Bye." And you know, when she got there, she was probably blowing up her phone and all that kind of stuff. And it popped up, "Baby, I love you so much. That's why I came here. I came all the way to Greece to tell you, please don't cheat on me. Please don't leave me. Come back to me." You know, like that's what happened. And it's look, it's the move. But like that's the thing.
No, it's not.
If you're in his position, it's the move.
Chappell.
Okay?
If you're in his position, don't cheat on your gorgeous girlfriend.
But once you've cheated, okay, the next steps is like you either let her go and be happy, or you're like, maybe she could be less happy with me, but still happy sometimes, but like less happy with me. You said it, Maggie. Look at her. This Ashley. I would have got my play too.
Yeah, well, Chappell, I think that we have learned that maybe you aren't as good of a guy as you just said.
I'm trying to get there. I'm just not attractive enough to pull off the things that I need to pull off, okay? People laugh at me when I go to try to do these things.
I recently re-listened to the Temptation Island season 2 finale, not Temptation Island, Too Hot to Handle season 2 finale podcast that Chappell, Jenny Autumn, and myself did. Honestly, don't go back and listen to it. We're literally all drunk yelling over each other for like 2 hours straight. But Chappell said some very toxic things in that podcast.
Okay, thighs. I know you're not talking either. Okay.
I'm a changed woman. I'm sober now.
I am too. What's happening? Are we okay?
Anyways, okay.
Yeah, so is there anything else to say about Ashley and Grant? Basically, she picked a guy for the date that, like, he was bothered by. He didn't like him. I think because the guy's 6'5" and Grant's like 5'8". So he was upset about that.
And
Grant could never be arrogant, Maggie. He could never. He doesn't understand why she would pick somebody who's so much not like him. Like, oh my God, this guy's full of himself.
Ashley picks Logan for a date. He's 6'5", and he says, "Shout out to short kings. There's a time and a place for you, but this isn't it."
Not now. Look, and I felt that.
Time's up.
Like, beat it.
Yeah, little known fact: Chappell is quite tall.
Oh, like scram, losers. The tall people are here. The adults showed up. Now I'm with them. Short kings, you're kings for a reason, but also not today. Today is
Logan
my day.
is taller than you, Chappell. So maybe to him, you're a short king.
He's also a baby. This man's 22.
I know. When I saw that too, I was like,
there are some adults on this show.
I know.
There are some adults, and then there are some babies. I liked his green like crochet matching set that he was wearing, and they were like, and Grant's like, he's not even wearing a good color. One of the men was like, he's not even wearing a nice color. Like, he looks like trash.
I would be so good at this. I'm such a good hater. When I like, oh my God. And I'm such a good wingman hater too. Like if you're like, oh, that's the guy she picked, bro, he sucks. You know, like, boo, look at his clothes. Da, 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 da. She only picked him because he looks weird. You know, like, oh, because the women on the show were good at that too. Like, she's so she looks like one of those natural girlies.
No, we're gonna get to that because that was crazy. That was nasty work.
I will say the Tempters this season are like really good looking. The women, I was like, they're beautiful. All of them.
Okay. Ooga. It was crazy.
When they came out in those Handmaid's Tale-esque robes, those red robes.
Handmaid's Tale, but make it freaky.
It was so crazy watching them in this line of red gowns, and this was filmed over a year ago, so like they didn't even know what was coming. They didn't know what state America would be in when this came out. And then they all dropped the robes on there in their bathing suits. I was like, okay.
I was like, is it always like this? That's why I started thinking, oh, maybe it is trashy. Like, let's do it. You know, I started leaning
It
up
is.
like, okay.
It's trashy, Chappell.
My Uncle Mark not trying to let it go that route, but
It's
I know
like-
he's powerless here.
It's like he wants it to be a tuxedo, but it's just the tuxedo T-shirt, you know?
Yes.
Right. Which are
Perfect analogy.
To be clear, those two things are polar opposites, right? There's nothing less casual than the tuxedo T-shirt. I mean, like that's it. Like you could be naked, and that shirt is still less casual than that.
Okay, so the second couple we meet is Leno and Alexa, who have been together for 3.5 years, and they were each other's gym crushes, and they ultimately met and got together because he was chest pressing 275 pounds, which is a little bit more than he normally would, and he dropped it on his chest and had to go to the hospital.
He broke his ribs.
And this woman had the nerve to cheat on him after he broke his ribs for her.
Okay, this was...
it wasn't
we
really
support
presented
women's
that
rights
way.
and wrongs, first of all, on this podcast.
Yeah.
And so, but this is what's crazy. So she's a travel nurse, so they move a lot. They've lived in 3 different places in the 3.5 years, and it was so funny because Alexa just goes, yeah, I just feel like our relationship is plateauing, but then gave no more info as to what that means.
Well, because he hasn't proposed yet. He hasn't proposed, and it seems like what does he do for work?
He's unemployed. He
has
no job.
He tries to get jobs, but if he has to move to be he needs to find some way to work remote so that he can have a consistent employment.
Yeah, y'all both hit the nail on the head. This man, we're presented with well, he hasn't had a job in a while. He's like, well, we can't stop moving because you won't let me. Like it's hard to get a job. So it's like this balance between is he fun employed and just living off of his well-off travel nurse? Or is he actually trying to get a job and, due to the circumstances, he cannot? I feel like there's somewhere in the middle, right? Like he's not doing job applications every day.
Also, Chappell, and for the listeners who maybe have not watched Temptation Island every season, there is always one couple that one of their storylines is right at the end of the season, they go to a ring shop and they either buy a ring or and I do feel as though this one is our couple because they talk a lot about wanting to get engaged and how he's the holdout and I
feel like they're all breaking up though.
Well, every season, Kirsten and I are like, they're obviously all breaking up and then they don't all break up. Like a lot of them do, but some of them don't.
But
and you're what?
I think these couples feel messier than the typical, normally there's one couple that we could really root
Kirsten.
for. I don't feel like there's one to root for.
I think that it's them. I think that we'll see as this goes on that there's Chappell. I'm telling you,
I can't support this relationship. Yeah, she was exclusive with 2 guys. She's exclusive with 2 guys. Leno, stand up. Stand up, King. Stand up.
Well, it was early on, Chappell. It was early.
But, no, I
she
don't like that
degrees,
she said she was exclusive with 2. That's so she was cheating on both of them.
Yeah,
so,
right.
She gets a high score, but it's not good. It's not how
great.
you should operate.
It's not great. And now he's insecure and he won't propose.
She's like, if you don't propose, I'm gonna find another man, and
he's like, you was probably gonna do that anyway. Like you can tell that energy is there. Like the back and forth is constant.
And their rule is they have no rules. They think it's best to fully immerse themselves because if they have a rule like no physical touching, it'll make them want to touch the Tempters physically even more.
How do you feel about that?
I think it's clinically insane.
Yeah, they're out of their minds, Chappell. Are you kidding?
I just like to hear both sides. That's all. I like to talk through.
Chappell, you and your girlfriend of
no,
2
hell
years.
no. Nope, no, we're not doing this. We're not going
go to Temptation Island.
Why would we
What's your rules?
No, but
that's what I always say. Why would I be there? Why would I be there? But you are. In the hypothetical world, you are.
Honestly, in the hypothetical world where I am there, I kind of understand, right? Like, if you got to the point where you got to go on Temptation Island on Netflix to get it's like, why take anything off the table? Because when you go back home, there's not going to be Temptation Island, the camera crew, and all that kind of stuff. Like, if they'll cheat here, they'll cheat anywhere.
But that's the thing. Like, all of these couples have cheated before. They face temptation every day, and they've all failed already. So, okay, sure, go on Temptation Island to, quote, test your relationship. Are they really together, actually, is my question. Do you think that these are real couples?
I think...
You mean, actual couples? Do we bring in ringers, Maggie?
Because
sometimes
in the past there was like the last season that was
Chelsea
on
and
one of the
Thomas.
couples. They had like there was a couple of the couples where they had like kind of casually dated, but they weren't that serious, and then they come on Temptation Island and just cheat on each other for clout.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
I think it's hard to cast people for this show because who in their right mind would do
Because
this?
why are you doing this?
Because why would you do this? Why would you ever do this? But they did.
I forgot who said it. Yeah, I forgot who said it. Kirsten's talking about how they're tempted every day. So I forgot which woman said it, but she was like, "Yeah, they're hot people at the grocery store. I don't want you to go there." I was like,
Taylor.
"That's real."
Oh,
that was real.
Taylor's gonna give us a lot. Yeah, Taylor. I've got my eye on Taylor. Don't you worry, Chappell.
Taylor, who met her current partner when he was married to someone else and is now like, oh, but I can't trust him. Well, duh.
Duh.
Hello?
I didn't think he would do that to me. I was like, ma'am, you know this story already.
Let's talk about them. Let's move on to them then.
Let's jump to Tyler and Taylor. They've been dating for 2.5 years. Being named Taylor and dating someone named Tyler is crazy to me personally. I feel weird about it.
Yeah.
And they talk about how when they first met, Taylor was working behind the bar and Tyler was at the bar with his first wife, and they started dating like they got physical 4 months after Tyler got separated. And
I didn't notice that.
Said, not a lot of grass grew between those two relationships, to which Tyler said, no grass, it was a dirt patch.
And, don't think I didn't notice, Kirsten, that he said it got physical. Because it's kind of giving, I emotionally cheated on my ex with you a bit.
Yeah. And then I separated so we can have sex without guilt, Yeah,
exactly. And, I also, because also Taylor seems like the type of person who would be like, I'm not sleeping with you until you're separated. She seems like that type of person who has like a set of standards. But also, they said he cheated on her 1 month into their relationship too. But I have to say, it seems as though he kissed someone a month into their relationship.
Which is still cheating.
Of course it's still cheating. But compared to some of the other couple stories, I was like, a kiss a month in after he just got a divorce? Like, I feel like I could move past that one. No?
I mean, me personally, no, because I'm a jealous envy monster, but I would leave. I wouldn't be like, oh, I'm upset about this and I harbor resentment and mistrust, but I'm still gonna stay with you for 2.5 more years. I'd be like, yeah, bye, you'll never see me again. Don't come back to the bar where I work. They will kick you out.
Is this the thing? Well, go ahead, Maggie.
No, I'm just like, okay, in my mind, this man has gotten a divorce, just gone through this traumatic incident. We have started to see each other. He kisses someone, presumably tells me, because how else do I find out that he kissed someone? Like, if he's come and told me this, I think that I would be like, I get it. Let's keep it moving. Yeah. Don't ever talk to that girl again, please. Like, you know what I mean? I'm surprised this is coming up on Temptation Island, I will say. This feels like a very small potatoes in comparison to what some of these other couples have been through.
Well, compared to the other couples, yes. So the main problem is that Taylor finished grad school and bought a house. And at that moment, Tyler said, I want a more adventurous life. I'm becoming a model. And I said, modeling what? How is this man a model?
He said he made some money modeling. And if I'm worried about my craft, which is the material, right? Why would I go out and get another job when I got to keep all of this together? See, again, I wasn't blessed with the idea that
stop.
I think I could just pass off being attractive enough to not work again. Like I'm a model. I took a couple pictures. I'm just that attractive, Don't let me be. Yeah, there's a couple unemployed people in this cast, and they just don't want to see it because it's giving unemployed.
There always is. So
it is giving unemployed.
For the people that have never watched Temptation Island before, season 1 from 2019 of the new Temptation Island, there was a couple that had been together 7 years. The man, unemployed. The woman, supporting his whole lifestyle. He left her at the end of the season to be with a tempter, continued to be unemployed. They lived together for 3 years. And when she said, well, we're moving to LA, I really need you to get a job, he ghosted her. This is a show for unemployed men.
I was gonna say, this is a show for criminals, it seems.
there's a little grifting going on. Yeah, a little bit, but I don't think no actual crimes were committed. I like to hear both sides.
No.
So she's got a lot of feelings, Taylor. It's very evident from the top of this episode. And
Tyler's a gaslighter.
Sure. Yes. Okay. Let's talk more about that. This is a thing, Chappell. This always happens, is that Kirsten will say something and I'm like, whoa, it's kind of early to say something like that. Like, I'm not really sure that we should be saying that. And then immediately she's proven right. Like, Kirsten has never, ever been wrong on one.
One time she's like, this is the worst man I've ever seen in my life. And Megan be like, no, he doesn't. I don't know. And then they're like literally like a narcissistic abuser in episode 2.
No, and literally it's from like 2 sentences. The guy says like, hi, I'm Dave. I'm a dentist. And she's like, horrible man. Yeah.
Yeah, no, literally. And so, okay, here's where this comes from. So before they separate to go to their separate villas, they're all having their emotional goodbyes. And Taylor's upset. She's really crying and feeling bad. She doesn't like that Tyler called the one tempter dear when he got the bracelet.
He didn't have to do that.
She's really upset. And he is like kind of consoling her, but more than anything, he's like, well, we both chose to come here, and now I'm in trouble for taking you here, and like you're making me feel like you're making me seem like the bad guy, and I'm like, red flag city. This man is sick and twisted, and I will stand on business 10 toes down on that.
I'm not here to try to defend him. Okay, come on, but it is one of those situations where you shouldn't be here in the first place, right? So this is very much your fault. You would not be here if you weren't out here kissing other women, you know, and didn't give this woman any reason to believe that you should come on the show, right? It has to be pretty extreme for you to go and do this on television, almost at national television, but on Netflix. It got to be kind of extreme for you to go and air your business out like this. So you gave her a reason to pull the trigger on this. Now that you're here, yeah, why you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube? You know, we got like, hey, well, you just gonna get mad at me every day because we here? Let's just go home. You know, like we here.
But why not? Like, I feel like just give her a hug, console her, be like, I love you so much. You have nothing to worry about. I'm going to see you at the end of this, and this is going to be great. Instead of being like, wow, you're really ruining our emotional goodbye with your emotions.
Way Uncle Mark is telling us to really absorb this, and you're complaining and crying. You don't even believe in the process.
You're right, Kirsten. I have been convinced. But I was like, wow. I was like, she's a lot. She's a lot.
There are hot people at the grocery store. There are hot people there.
But, I know.
But also, she has a graduate degree. She owns a home, presumably works full time, and he's a model. Who do you think got them into the casting pool for Temptation Island season 6 on Netflix?
True. And you know what? I have nothing else to say to that, Kirsten. That is correct. Moving on.
And their rule is that there will be no physicality.
We'll see how long that lasts.
Which
not even
I
a
don't
hug?
think will be.
Yeah, what is that? What do you mean by that? A hug.
That's
what
they said. No
some
physicality.
sensual massages. You know.
And Chappell, there was a guy. Excuse me. Wow. There was a guy on season. Thank you. There was a guy in season 3 that we watched. His name was Julian. And we were like, really not. I was like, this guy seems like a jerk. He had cheated on his girlfriend before. I was like, screw this guy.
But
he turned out to actually be like
girlfriend when they were like 16 in high school.
1000%.
And they had been together for like 10 years.
And he turned out, I was going to say, he turned out to be such a wonderful guy. He was like such a great guy. They got engaged at the end. Like, I do think that they just had their wedding. Like, I sometimes check up on our Temptation Island people. I really, really liked him by the end. And he was really, really good about not engaging with the women. Like, he would give side hugs, or they would come over and he would kind of skirt them. Like, he was very, very respectful of his partner in there in a way where I was like, oh, this can be done. Like, you can be on this show where it is literally just people trying to get you to cheat and be incredibly respectful of your partner without like being a jerk to these girls too. Like, he was still nice to the girls and like didn't make them feel bad, but he was really respectful of his partner and knowing what she would and wouldn't see. So I think that's, I assume, like what they're saying, don't touch anybody, but like, yeah,
it's not happening.
Yeah, I've seen one episode of the show, and I already can tell you the do's and don'ts right now. Like, you know, that like exactly what you said. Like, hey, physicality's off the table, then don't touch anybody. Like, it's not, again, you're casting people who are so attractive, I just can't not touch anybody. Like, what am I going to do? But then, like, even when you're going and selecting who you're going on your first date with, you know she knows what you like. So pick something you don't like. Pick something that she's not going to be threatened by, something that you're not that interested in. Like, okay, we'll go talk. We'll. Now, don't get me wrong. You might make a connection with somebody, and that might throw you for a loop. Somebody surprise you. But the baseline strategy here is definitely like, don't give her anything to worry about.
Which Tyler does do that with his date selection. So like Tyler's type is blondes. He loves blondes. And I'm like, oh
Fake
wow,
hair.
that's so original.
Also, she's describing herself. She's like, his type is blonde, hot, tall, blue eyes, and that's all of her characteristics. So she points out the girls who look like her, and because this woman looks nothing like her, and I believe it's like in dental school or something, she was like, I'm very, very proud of him. And
that was the dental school lady?
I don't think so.
The dental school lady came out and said, I can't wait to get in your boyfriend's mouth, which was crazy.
Real. No, I think the one that he got was you're right.
Courtney.
That was Courtney, yeah. And I wrote all of these down. Courtney was no. I actually don't think I have Courtney's occupation. Oh, she was the one who was serving the yams. You can't.
She loves Thanksgiving.
Because she was serving the yams. And look, she did not effing lie. I said, Courtney. Wow. That's it. That's all I got. Wow.
Had a very nice thong bikini on. And she filled it out. And it was mesmerizing.
The Temptresses are gorgeous. Like, they are beautiful.
Stunning.
I have to say, I know. And I have to say that some of like the girls, what's her name? Sorry, I need to look at my notes. Alexa pointed out like the pretty girl to her boyfriend and was like, she's really pretty. I like honestly feel like that would be me sitting there because you can't even deny all the girls are so beautiful. But I would be like, they're so pretty.
If your partner then picks the girl you pointed out for the first date, then I'm committing a murder. Like, what?
That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. You go with come on, y'all. If you're listening to this and you're thinking about going to listen to me. I got the answer. You go with the exact opposite. You go with the exact opposite. Because then at least if it's me and I know you have a type and you went off the books to like a different person who's nothing like you would like, then I'm like, okay, at least you're trying to tempt yourself less. Like you're putting yourself around people that you normally wouldn't go for. So maybe you're giving yourself more of an opportunity to be faithful. Like you're not surrounding yourself by temptation.
Chappell. You don't understand. These people want to cheat on their partners. They're going to pick people they think are hot.
Taylor, well, I mean, all the women are hot, so.
No, that they think are hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that they think they were there, yeah.
Taylor's like, I'm so proud of him for choosing outside his normal type, and it gives me faith that maybe I can trust him. I'm like, okay, I'd be way more intimidated by Courtney than the other two girls that she pointed out. But okay,
damn, Thanksgiving ass is the one you chose. The yams, Miss Yams.
The girl who looks nothing like you and has different body characteristics than you, things that you cannot offer him. Yeah, that's the person you shouldn't be threatened by.
Like, I'm not threatened by this perfect, stunning, a perfect example of a woman that is nothing like me at all. Yeah, okay.
I like when they were lined up and he was like, which one you like? Oh, the one in the plaid? Yeah, Lil Bo Peep. I peeped it.
Well, but no,
that shit was funny.
Picnic girl. He goes, oh yeah, picnic girl, because she's wearing like the gingham bikini, and she goes, yeah, Lil Bo Peep. Her hair's fake. I was like, okay,
that was so real.
Like your hair's real. Got it. Because here's the thing: you see someone with platinum blonde hair, and it is not broken off in pieces around the shoulder length at most. They probably have extensions, and that's okay.
And
there's nothing wrong with that. Like, why are you saying, wow, she got fake hair? Well, she bought the hair; it's hers. But it's fine.
She was harping on it. She was like, "Nah, look at Miss Fake Hair, blonde over there. She knows who he was cheating on her with." And put it like that.
I mean, from the preview, it's looking like she's not stupid and she knows what he likes. So we'll see. We'll see. Our final. Should we discuss our final?
My brother,
Leno and Shante.
Why does he? My brother, what is wrong with you? Let me talk to Brion. Let me talk to him. What the hell? What are you doing? It's like, dog, being sexual, that is not a personality trait. That is not.
No, but it's his only personality trait, Chappell. Financial advice and sex.
Dog, it's not a person. Dog, the moment they introduced him, he's like, he said something about sex. I was like, okay. And then the next time they go to him, sex. And the next, I was like, bro, we get it. We get it, dog. We get it. You cannot, when you go on these shows, they're looking to paint someone as the person who cannot not have sex. It's you. You're giving them this content. Stop. Just my brother.
Well,
Lord.
He wanted to make sure everybody knows that he's had a threesome, Chappell. He needed the world to know that.
Yeah, like I've been with a lot of women. I had a threesome. I was like, oh, okay. Congratulations.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people have probably done that.
Look, it's 2025. Get live.
Literally, it's like, okay, what do you want? A cookie? Like, okay,
right.
Congratulations, dude. People want to sleep with you. Good job.
He says something at the end, and one of the other men goes like, "Settle down, threesome," and I did laugh out loud.
Oh yeah, he was shading Grant because Grant had something that Grant said, or one of the women had spoke to Grant, at, and he was like, "Ooh, look at you," and he was like, "He's not gonna make it. He's not gonna make it 3 days," and he's like, "Yeah, whatever, threesome." I was like, "Yeah," because it's not having a threesome. Cool, it happened. But talking about the threesome and kind of like advertising it, like, yeah, I'm the threesome guy. Yeah, that's probably not the right vibe for it to. Well, it's embarrassing to your partner because they think that you're going to come on here and try to act like you got some good sense, and every third word out of your mouth is sex. I'm like, Brion, come on, man. Come on, dog.
Yes.
What we doing?
So, okay, Brion and Shante have been dating for 1 year, which is why I think if any of these couples are a plant, it's them, for sure. The story is that she needed financial advice, so he came over, gave her financial advice, and
guess what?
Together
they had
that
sex.
Day.
He had to tell us.
Professional misconduct the first time he met Shante, and now they've been together for 1 year.
We never said that he was a financial advisor. She just needed advice. We don't know his occupation.
That's a very good point. That is a very good point. He's like,
she also says he's funny. She says he's funny. That's another trait other than sex and money.
But I feel like it maybe is a laugh at and not with situation.
Look, again, as a clown, I understand. Now,
if my boyfriend was sitting next to me on national television announcing that he's had a threesome before, I cannot think of something that I would find more humiliating.
Just being there would be so humiliating
in
the first place. And then for them to say that, like, it's just, we've said many times, we are not the people that would go on the show. We're the people who watch the show and talk about it. And that is how we stay in our lane and they stay in their lane. And it is
right.
And we're grateful for their service.
Yeah.
We love them.
We're grateful for their service.
They're braver than the troops.
Mm-hmm.
These are my troops. That's why they all came out in red uniforms and disrobed. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so at the start of they have trust issues, of course. Because at the start of their relationship, I guess Brion was dating 2 women, one being Shante, one being another woman, and he chose the other woman to be exclusive with. And then they got back together.
Not cheating. It sounds like he broke up with her for the other girl and then realized he made a mistake and went back to her. I understand why she would have some trust issues and be like, well, what the heck? But not cheating.
Yeah.
Well, how much grass do you think grew between the 2 relationships?
Yeah. How long was he gone before he was like, I gotta go back home? This is not it. That's a good point. I personally, if you are going to break up with me to go be with somebody else, just stay with them. Don't put me through this, right? Just don't put me through this. Don't come back, because now I'm always going to think like the next person is going to come and you're going to break up with me again. Like I would be her in this situation. Like, are you sure?
Chappell says this like he wouldn't be getting the person back on purpose to leave them for someone else.
Okay, but then I have to play the toxic game. Like that's what I said. Don't start this. Don't start nothing. It won't be nothing. Okay, because I never mind. That's for Too Hot to Handle. Not for Love Island. Not for Temptation Island. Maggie, close your ears. Kirsten knows.
I'm going to have to, because this is disappointing behavior, Chappell.
Listen, Chappell is Chappell and Sasha are my toxic faves. It's the way it is. And so I have nothing but respect for my toxic faves. The struggle in the relationship is he wants threesomes and she's not as sexual as he is. And so it causes problems.
I have to say something.
Ooh, yes.
just because she doesn't want to have a threesome doesn't mean that she's not sexual. Like that to me is a different lane than like, I want to have sex more. And he does say like, oh, I want her to initiate more, etc. That to me is like, you're more sexual. Wanting to have a threesome means something totally different. Like you're into kink or you're into, you know what I mean? You're into opening up the relationship. I do not think that you can look at someone and be like, oh, I'm just way more sexual than you because I want to have a threesome. Those things do not correlate in my mind. Just wanting to put that out there.
And it's fine if people want to have a threesome, obviously, as long as everyone's consenting and it's all happy adults. Like, cool, do it. But if you want to have threesomes that bad and your girlfriend doesn't, then you either don't have threesomes or you go find a girlfriend who wants to have threesomes with you. Like, you have two options and you just have to pick.
Yeah, you have to find somebody who will match your freak, you know? And so,
exactly.
And they out there. They out there. That's the thing. You don't have to like this woman don't want that, and you gotta have it because he act like he gotta have it. Like I have sex, y'all. I got y'all. Y'all need to know, you know. So like, if that's the case, then you know you could let it go. It's okay. You'll be okay.
When people push so hard to be like, I have so much sex, I just always want to be like, are they a virgin? Like, have they had any sex at all?
You've never had sex, to be clear. Like,
but I don't think that Brion is in that situation.
I think I believe him. I do believe him.
I believe him.
Yo, he did not lie. This man is fucking. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, yes. Their rule as well is no physical touching, which he does break in the bathroom, but like it wasn't like sexual. I mean, it was flirty. I don't know.
I mean,
we'll see.
I mean, I think that he's going to immediately break that.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna have a threesome in the tent with no cameras. Like I'm pretty sure that's what's gonna happen.
Damn, he's gonna get that threesome. He's not leaving it without the threesome.
One way or another, he will be having a threesome.
Kirsten, actually, I will say, because usually like in this season on Temptation Island, they show more of that like night camera sex. So it makes sense that they would have a tent with no cameras. Because when I first saw that there weren't really like night camera sex scenes, I was like, oh, dang, I guess there's not going to be that much cheating. That'll be like kind of a sad season to talk about if there's not much cheating. But knowing that there's a tent with no cameras, they can't just like show the backs of like, I feel like that's where all the cheating's happening.
Yo, I think a lot of people are going to get clips on that little iPad at the bonfire of their partner going into the tent and then the tent closes. And then like the tents are rocking, you know?
Yeah.
No come knocking.
And I do think like someone going into the tent, like you just assume that they're having sex in there because like.
Because what the hell? Why
would
you want to
go
do with the tent?
There's no reason to go into the tent with no cameras.
To see how it looked. Y'all are even like a little curious to know like what's the setup in the tent. Like is it nice in there? You know, like Casa Amor. Like what are we doing in the tent? I'm going to the tent.
Okay. Also, speaking of Casa Amor and Love Island, I do need to say. There's one cast member on this season that I have talked about on the Hot Dummies on Islands podcast before because the tempter Yemen was on Love Island USA season 1 back in 2019.
Wow. He's getting around. He is a hot dummy on an island, let me tell you.
My notes say hardened chocolate as his introduction.
Yeah, he said he's like hardened chocolate, but inside he's like a fondue fountain or whatever.
Or ganache, chocolate ganache, I think he said.
Something soft. I don't know.
He switched that up real quick because the physical therapist Chris said, "I want to stretch you."
Look,
Chris came out and said, "I'm a personal trainer, physical therapist, whatever. I want to stretch you ladies out." I think it was Grant who goes, "She's already stretched," and I was like,
"It was
jail.
Tyler. It was Tyler.
It was Tyler.
Yeah,
literally jail. Below the jail actually is not even deep enough.
She's already stretched.
And the reaction from everybody else was like, "Why would you say that?" Like,
because why would you say that?
It's already been brought in, you know.
Oh my God.
Take that. She's already stretched out. Now what are you gonna do? Like,
okay, sue me. Sue me. I was thinking about who I would pick out of the male tempters if I had to pick one to go on a date. He's top 3, probably. Like not because of the line.
Been in the dating pool in New York City for too long.
Not because of the line, but I was just like, He's pretty cute. No?
Like,
Yeah,
despite
he's
the
pretty
line.
cute.
Yeah, it was in fact despite the line. That moved him down a couple notches.
No, it was because of the line. Meg is a secret freak.
It's like, I do need a physical therapist. You know, she's like, oh no, I maybe look into it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be without health insurance this month, so maybe. Yeah.
I literally on Big Brother last season was like, I would throw my game away to keep Cam in the house to have a physical therapist on call. Period.
Like, sometimes you just need to be stretched. Not stretched out, just stretched, you know?
Just fix my horrible shoulder, please.
Kristen really wants to be stretched out, okay?
Not in that
She
way
needs to be
though. I
stretched out.
don't say that ever again.
So,
She's already stretched.
why did you say that? Why did he say that?
Anyways, sorry. Hello, police. I need you to go to New York City.
I hope that this is one of those. I hope that this is one of those moments that keeps him up at night where he's like, he's already stretched. Why did I say that?
No, you have to have self-introspection to be kept up at night by things you say. I don't think Tyler has any problem sleeping.
But we're looking at it from Tyler's point of view. If you're Taylor, how do you not just dissolve? Just disintegrate and just float away like dust? Like,
yeah.
How do I get out of this situation? I would have been just melt into a puddle and just.
That's
like,
actually why she was crying at the goodbyes. She did want to go home because he said that.
Why would you say that?
I have to say one more thing. There was one more line in this where I literally went, oh, when there was a temptress that they did like a talking head with. Her name was Alex. And she goes, hi, I'm Alex. And my guilty pleasure is sucking dick.
And I was like, wait, nobody picked Alex. What happened?
And also, here's the thing. Alex, you don't gotta feel guilty about that.
Why are you guilty about it?
Like, why do you feel guilty?
She said, you will never stop me. And I said, go ahead, Alex. Yeah, that was a good one. It was the pause too. She's like, yeah, sucking dick, you know. There was another woman who was like, my name is Nikki and I want to blow you out of this world. I said, okay, Nikki, all right.
That made more sense.
For 5 minutes between saying "blow you" and "out of this world."
At
and
least,
then which girl goes? He's already. I've got the blowing under control.
Oh, I think that was is it Ashley? I think that was Ashley.
Yeah,
Ashley was like, he's been blued. Like, okay.
Ashley is so sassy and hates him, but also doesn't want him to be with someone else. And I love her for it. Like I couldn't be more clear. I'm immediately obsessed with her.
No, me too. Ashley's my girl on this season. I'm ready for her to take it all. I'm ready for her to make Grant cry.
And he will be crying.
How much are these temptresses getting paid? Like, they gotta be on stipend,
nothing,
right?
Chappell.
I assume
industry minimum.
I assume they get a stipend, which is like the union minimum day pay for the 2 weeks that they're there. They are not making a lot of money. Because
some of them their job was show up, be attractive, and say something scandalous. The first woman, Mia, shows up and she says, hi, future ex-girlfriends. I'm studying to be a dentist, and then I'm going to be in your man's mouth. First, you're going to open my mind, then I'm going to open my legs. That was her intro package.
Yeah.
Damn.
And
she is studying to be. She's in dental school. She is an accomplished woman. She is brilliant. To be in dental school, you are brilliant.
Right.
She
went out. So how did you get her here? So how did they get her here? Y'all can't afford Mia.
People are Chappell.
I mean, dental school's expensive. She probably has student loans.
You're right. Actually,
I asked how much they were making money. That's why I was like, they got it.
But I assume that they're gonna make a $2,000.
Okay. I also think like for some of these temptresses, I think that they're like kind of told like, oh, these are guys that are like looking for love, you know, like I don't think that they're really told beforehand, like you're going to be the girls trying to get him to cheat on his girlfriend. But also I think for some of them, they're like, sure, I'll go to an all expense paid 3-week vacation to Hawaii. Why not? Yeah, I'll do that.
I beg. Where was God passing out the gift of being hot enough to get an all expenses paid trip to Hawaii to just
Where was
hot?
I? Give me this. Like, I don't know. I feel like this is good money Or it should be. It really should be. But like, you should be making money for this.
It's like, it's like if someone's really down and needs the cash, it's like, okay, I could go sell my marrow or my like plasma or whatever.
Platelets too.
I could go to Hawaii for 2 weeks and get a little bit more. Like,
and maybe some followers on Instagram.
Maybe some followers on Instagram. Maybe you could become an influencer.
Yeah, because the sucking dick lady, she just got some followers. I know she did.
And one person from this season, I don't know who, and I wouldn't say even if I did remember, is going to be on the next season of Perfect Match on Netflix when all of the love game, like the Avengers of all the love shows on Netflix get together. So
yeah, I do like the approach from the Tempters and Temptresses. It's like the women Temptresses were like, oh, these men are out here ready to cheat. I'm going to like physically like attract them, right? Like I'm here to suck dick. I'm here to blow you away, all that kind of stuff. The men came out like, I'm hard and chocolate, but like fondue with soft and
yes.
Yeah,
that's the way it's gotta go. You gotta. All the men are like, "Oh, we could just connect."
I'm tender,
on our emotions.
Yeah. Except Eric, the lollipop guy. He's like, I own a candy store. I'm trying to get licked. I was like, oh,
hey, whatever works.
Okay. Well,
whatever works.
That he should maybe be giving rather than receiving if he wants to find love. But
hey. Oh, and we didn't even we talked about Logan earlier, but his line that he threw at Ashley that really set Grant off the edge was like, you shouldn't have brought your girlfriend here. And I was like, ooh, don't leave your girl around me. True player for real.
But did he lie? You should not bring your girlfriend to Temptation Island.
Would you bring your girlfriend to Temptation Island, Chappell?
No, hell no. You utter the words Temptation Island. Why? Well, we don't even need to watch this show.
No, Chappell, that's how I felt. I like when I first started watching this, I've become completely desensitized to the insanity that is Temptation Island in order to cover it. But when we first started watching this, I was like, if my partner was like, I think we should go on Temptation Island, I would be like, we're breaking up now. If you think that this is what we should be doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
What?
Absolutely. That is you have to break up in that situation. Maggie and I do not have the constitution required to be on Temptation Island.
No.
Yeah.
We don't.
Many people shouldn't. That's why I was like, is there money? Like I'm stuck on like, how did y'all get me here?
It's a mystery. It's
Kirsten really had to kind of pound into my head the first 2 seasons that like people really, really want to be on TV. She's like, you don't understand the power of television, and I agree with her. I think that's what it is. People are just they want to be on TV,
and like production companies will be like, you're gonna be famous. Like when I was in casting for Big Brother Canada, a show where there is zero clout, they were like, well, but like, don't you want to be on TV and be famous? And I laughed in their faces and I said, what fame? Like a week at like M-list celebrity and then you shoot straight down the alphabet? Like, come on. But they'll tell you, they're like, you're gonna be famous if you get on this show.
That's
and it's a lie.
Hey, the trappings of fame have gotten plenty of people tied up. I'm not judging these people. I'm just asking why.
We're just asking questions.
Yeah.
Okay, was there anything else of the Tempters, like entrances, or I guess we didn't actually mention, they were giving bracelets to whoever they thought was most attractive right in front of that person's partner.
Yeah, and then, I mean, I feel like the rest of the episode was kind of like a yada yada after that. Like, we got them picking their dates, but we didn't see them go on dates. I think that, so the way that the podcast is going to work this season is Kirsten and I, since all of the episodes dropped, Kirsten and I are going to be back after watching episode 6 to discuss everything from the first half of the season with you. And then we'll be back after the finale to discuss the way it all ends. So look out for those 2 in your feed and maybe take a little break after you've made it through episode 6 to hear what we have to say with all of us feather brains. But that's what I'm really excited about with the pacing of these episodes. We've usually had to wait a week between episodes. And, there's sometimes the episodes are like, oh, they go on a date to a waterfall and talk about how their boyfriend doesn't get them. And then that's kind of all that happens on the episode. Yeah. So I'm really excited about the pace and the way that we're going to be able to be like, okay, let's talk about it holistically,
Yes.
Yeah, I still have some things from this episode though.
Like, okay, please.
Let's not yada too fast.
Okay, please.
All right, because we got to talk about like we got to talk about some of these moments in between like the villa, because I'm just all finding out about these places, right? Number one, my first thing on my notes: who makes the bed? Like, why are you making your bed? I saw too many clips of people like preparing for the day. Like, I get it. I just wouldn't be one of the people. This is another reason why I can't go on the show. I was making like a side column of like things that I wouldn't do. People would be embarrassed about how I live. So that's
no, but
number
Chappell,
one.
you would be going on as a tempter. So the way it works also is the tempters do not get to sleep in the nice villa. So like
What?
the like 4 women have their nice bedrooms and nice beds, and the tempters are in like bunk beds, like not good sleeping. And so they are really incentivized to get one of the people to welcome them into their bed so they can sleep in a nice bed.
Show me the Ponderosa footage, Maggie. I need to see the tempters at home. You know, like
they're
in
the same villa. They're just in like the basement, like in a bunk bed situation.
It's like there's like 4 beautiful suites with ensuite bathrooms, king size beds, everything you could ever want, and then like 2 bedrooms stacked bunk beds where all the singles have to sleep unless they get welcomed into a bedroom.
Interesting.
Or the tent, I guess.
Next on my list of things, I think it was it might have been Alexa when she was about to choose her guy. She's like, I don't know who to pick, and I think someone said like, "What's your heart telling you?" I was like, that is not the point. That is not your point. The point right here.
That's the point of Temptation Island, Chappell, to listen to your heart.
Alexa picks Quentin, who has like the most beautiful green eyes, and that's the one thing she said. She said green eyes are a cheat code. You're immediately attractive if you have them. So
and he said the same thing. Light skinned men with light eyes have been getting away with that for years, for decades, for centuries. Like
Chappell.
He said it. He said he knows that sometimes people just like him because he has eyes, because they exist. Like, and I think he was like 36, 37. I said, she picked a man that she could marry. Like, she is not playing around.
He said, I'm 36 and I'm ready to settle down. And I said, then why are you here, sir, if you're ready to settle down? What are you doing?
Well, she is too, clearly.
Yeah.
She wants to get married. That's a good point, Chappell. Maybe he'll be the one getting the ring.
She did not pick the 22-year-old who was 6 feet tall, just 6'5". No. Also, Taylor was the one who picked the I want to stretch you out guy.
Yep. But he's actually a really good listener, and he's just trying to be a little spoon.
That's what I'm saying. Top 3 on the list. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I could never date someone who wants to be the little spoon. I have to be the little spoon.
Well, they all say that, but then they don't want to be the little spoon.
No, I love it.
You love being the little spoon.
Yeah, it's so
just
nice.
every now and then, it's just like, okay, I'm so used to being in control. You take control. Like it's just every now and then. It feels good. That's it. I put that down because I know that this is the thing that will piss Tyler off the most. Like she went to the guy who's like, I'm here to stretch you out. Tyler is like about to dissolve. Like
maybe he shouldn't have said she's already stretched.
Yeah. It's like, I'm gonna rehabilitate. I'm gonna reupholster the things that have been stretched out. Okay, I'm gonna fix them.
He's like, I'm actually a pelvic floor physical therapist.
I specialize in that area, actually. And then it was just a back and forth about the cockiness of Logan, the 22-year-old, right? With Grant. I wish he wasn't so cocky about it. Like, if I was in his position, I would be more respectful as a tempter. I was like, come on, Grant.
Grant, shut the hell up. God, he's like, you're being disrespectful literally right now. He's like, he's so arrogant. Like, I'd be more respectful. And then Ashley goes, yeah, well, you're arrogant too. And
that broke him.
Under Grant's skin, you can see his blood boiling. And then there's a confession of him being like, well, if that's how she feels about me, I guess we're not as close as I thought. And it's like, yeah, he's cheating on her immediately to get revenge for that comment, and then she's gonna cheat right back.
We saw in the freaking season-long like teaser that at the final bonfire it looks like she's like no to his hug. She doesn't even want his hug. What's gonna happen that she doesn't want his hug?
Yeah, they're like in the background really hating on him, on Logan, and the whole time I'm thinking, this man is broken. Like, Grant is broken. He looked like he was about to cry when she said that. I'm like, now, sir, at this point in your life, you should know you're a little arrogant. Like, that shouldn't be like a surprise to you, right? Like, you're like, what? You think that about me? How dare you? I was like, all right.
And what did Brian say? Or sorry, not Brian.
Brion.
Brion, yeah. Brion was like, it's just here at the island, bro. He couldn't get a date with her in the real world. No way he's getting a date with her in the real world.
That man is 6'5". Like, he don't have no issue getting dates.
I was about to say I think he's getting a date in the real world.
Logan said, Grant, what did you say? I can't hear you up here. Sit down, King. This isn't your place.
Oh, this is so bad. Yeah, I really went into this thinking it was going to be trashier, but now that we talked it through, I'm intrigued because I want to see these people. I think y'all might have sold me with this one. Because there's definitely seeds of like drama, and I want that.
Oh, Chappell, there have been crazy seasons. Last season, or was it 2 seasons ago? I can't remember. There was a couple named Ash and Hanya, and Hanya really wanted to open up their relationship. Hanya was the male presenting person in the relationship.
And he was like, I just want to be ethically non-monogamous. And he was like, when people talk about being ethically non-monogamous and you know that they don't want to do it ethically and they are the scum of the earth. It was that. Like, so there's a way to be ethically non-monogamous, and then there's a way that people co-opt that language to be scumbags.
Yeah, so he's like, I want to be ethically non-monogamous, and he also like has a feather in his hair. And his partner Ash is like, I don't want that. So Ash is in the women's villa and immediately is away from Hanya and is like, well, hooray. Who wants me? And starts hooking up with this guy, and Ash and Hanya,
a beefcake, absolute like 6'5" surfer dude beefcake.
Like, they're hooking up on the wall, like they're hooking up everywhere you can hook up.
He's kissing her, but he's like choking her while he's kissing her, like in the stairs.
Yeah,
and then them. And then there's like they're in bed together, and they have like Ash has their arm like up and like her face is out and you can see what's happening. It was
And let me tell you,
spicy. And then Hanya was crying about it and tried to propose, and they said no to his
and let me tell you, Hanya didn't want to be ethically non-monogamous anymore after seeing that. Hanya changed his tune real quick.
It's ethically non-monogamous for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, not for us, for me.
Yes,
we.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like, I want to be you'll be monogamous. Do that really well. I'm going to do this, but it's ethically, I'm gonna just go see other people.
It's like where you see the Reddit post where it'll be like, I asked my wife to open up the marriage and she said yes, and now she has dates every night of the week and I'm home alone sad, and how do I ask her to close the marriage?
If she says yes, if she says yes, that's the breakup. Like, why? Because why do you want that? You been thinking about
Chappell,
this?
I assume you brought it up.
I'm bringing it up to it's like a trap. It's like,
so you're trapping your girlfriend. Right. I see.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's like
he's testing the relationship, a normal thing.
It's either that or come on Temptation Island. So I'm just like, so you want to come on Temptation Island? Sure. Nope. Red flag. Let's go. Let's get it. It's done. Am I tripping, Maggie? If you brought up Temptation Island and the person you're dating is like, go on that show, you wouldn't.
I don't play games with the people that I date, Chappell. I'm a great partner. I'm not toxic at all. I don't do that.
Okay.
I would not bring it up, but if it came up in conversation and my partner said, "Oh, I would do that," I would have some serious problems. We would have a conversation.
We go to the real therapy. Like, we're going
to exactly. We would call up a real therapist, not Mark L. Wahlberg, and we would
and the video camera. Yeah.
and the tent. You know, I cannot wait to see who goes in this tent. I just really love the idea of like the hot and ready light being on when everything gets hot and ready.
They would turn last season, the light would turn on and everyone would be like, in the other villa, and then like,
who do you think it is? And then someone's weeping, like, I just know it's my age inappropriate boyfriend.
True psychological torture. True torture.
We didn't talk about Brion picked Amaya, and Amaya is like, I'm here to find love. I was like, oh, you poor sweet summer child, what are you doing here?
I'm a catch and I'm ready for a relationship, and I wrote in my notes, keep Chappell away from her.
And she looks like a catch who's very ready for a relationship. She's very pretty. But the women start hating on her so bad because she looks like one of those natural girls who doesn't wear deodorant. Is
crazy. That was Shante goes, yeah, she looks like a natural girl who doesn't wear deodorant. It's like, you think she looks like she smells? Hello? That is
Yeah.
nasty work. And I think also, listen, I think we've learned enough about the world in the last couple of years that if any of the people like don't wear deodorant, it's gonna be one of the white girls. They don't wash their legs. They don't wear deodorant. Like, come on. Come on.
This was tough. I flinched, Maggie. Was like, where did that come from?
Kirsten, I thought you were going to say, like, I think if we've learned anything, women shouldn't hate on each other. And I wanted to be like, well, that girl is trying to get her boyfriend to cheat on her. Like, I feel like if there's any world in which, I'm like, I can see your point of why you would be a hater. It's because the person is blatantly trying to get your partner to cheat on you with them.
No, 100%. Like, if you want to have, like, a little sassy comment, but it's just, like, let's be factually accurate. Like, I feel like Kay probably doesn't wear
Poor Kay. Kay is the one who's like, I'm here to find. I was like, Kay, I've never cheated. I just came here because I was like, Kay.
Kay's catching strays from everyone. Kirsten says no deodorant. Taylor says fake hair. Oh my gosh.
Hey, but here's the thing. First of all, she definitely does have fake hair, and that's not an insult. That's just, who cares?
It's just a word. It's just a sentence.
She to come on the show Temptation Island and be like, I'm a catch because I don't cheat. Okay, well, you're here to get people to cheat with you. So do other people cheat with you in the real world? Is that's okay with you?
We could just ask Taylor. What was it, Taylor? Because that's her situation, right? It's like he cheated with me, but then he cheated on me, and I cannot deal with both of those things.
And no one could have foreseen this. When she was crying with Tyler, and she was like, "This always happens to me. Why does this always happen to me?" I'm like, "Well, maybe you're picking people who cheated on their partners with you."
Taylor, are you the getaway car?
That's
how it happens.
Though she looked sick of his shit. She was done. Like after the deer comment, I thought she was just gonna leave. Like she's like, nah, because I ain't even left the room good, and you already flirting. I don't like that. I felt so bad. But did she say he was when they met? She was at the bar with her best friend. Was this?
So she was working behind the bar, and her best friend was friends with him and his wife.
Okay, I was like, "What the hell is going on there?" But I knew she didn't steal the best friend's girl. But I was like, our best friend was involved in this in some way. Okay, that's very interesting. Yeah, there was a lot of subtle stuff in there that they sprinkle in and act like it's normal because they got the somber music behind it on Temptation Island. But make no mistake, they need to turn that music to the Love Island music or the Too Hot to Handle music, and you have the same exact show, but it reads different. Mark's inside of he's in charge of the soundtrack. He's making the choices here.
Yeah, he wants it to be serious so badly.
Mark Wahlberg honestly would have been a really good host of one of those like mid 2000s shows, like Maury. One of those shows where he's like counseling people through issues, but the issues are just like, are you the father or not? Because he like really wants to get in the weeds, but it is so trashy still.
Mark Wahlberg's problem is that he recognizes that he is not like a licensed therapist or doctor. So like if he had the lack of morals of like a Dr. Phil, he could have gone the distance, but he's like too good and pure.
On the Maury Povich show, when he would bring out the women who would like, we've tested 18 baby daddies and none of them are their father, right? And then like she does like she makes her lap, she runs around crying, she falls on the couch, whoop, whoop, whoop. But there's always a moment where he sits down and he holds her hand and he's like, look, we can keep looking. It's okay. Like this isn't the end of the road. That's Mark. That's Uncle Mark.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like right there. That's his sweet spot. It's like, I can't actually help you, but I'm here for you.
Yes.
We'll keep looking.
That's how it went. It's like, hey, because she swore 1,000% that this was his kid, right? And now it's like maybe percentages were just got off. Well, let's look again. Like it feels like Mark could find himself in that role. But yeah, this show feels like it's like this could be ridiculously bad. Like we could make this drama. Like the fact that the people who created Temptation Island stopped here when they could have taken it like one or two steps forward. Like Kirsten, imagine making Temptation Island, but then like adding it with like the Too Hot to Handle prize money.
Which is why Casa Amor on Love Island is the best reality TV twist of all time because they took Temptation Island and they put it inside Love Island, and and those are relationships that are like a week or 2 weeks old, right? So they're really really getting
they're about to get
tested.
married. Yeah.
Well, Chappell, do you have any more thoughts before we wrap up our why you should watch preview podcast here?
If you listen to this and thought I shouldn't watch that, you missed the plot. You missed the plot. Go watch this show. It's crazy. Like I said, it came in. They try to trick you. They try to trick you. Believe that people are here to find love, but that is not the case. That is not the case.
No.
These people are here to cheat, and they're here to do it in covert ways and
it's
play
gonna
mind games.
And it's gonna get so crazy, Chappell. Every season, there's something where you're like, how is this possible? Why did they do this?
I'm tuning in, and hopefully the Nothing But Netflix audience will come and subscribe to the Hot Dummies on Islands feed and keep up with all the stuff y'all have going on.
Yes, and hopefully the Hot Dummies on Islands people will go over to Nothing But Netflix and recap Kickback to also learn more about all the other shows that you're talking about.
Yeah, but not like past episodes. As Kirsten said, like, we don't need you to go back and look at like the Too Hot to Handle stuff. The what was it? Sexy Beast was another journey into like the wilderness. Like,
no,
what about MILF Manor?
MILF Manor.
Was a fun
that was a run.
Once again,
yeah, that was
when
a thing.
God was giving out the gifts, why wasn't Chappell put in MILF Manor?
Again, I'm the y'all deal with the MILFs on TV. I get to sit at home and talk about it. We've discussed this. You know, this is what we were chosen to do, and I'm okay with that.
Your mom wouldn't have wanted to go on to MILF Manor.
Oh my God. I would first of all, no, stop it. The way we wouldn't make it, the way we wouldn't get on the plane good before me and her, like just like embarrassing ourselves in the airport, just arguing. Like, no, stop it. No, shenanigans. Lady, she better not. She better not.
I
would like to see it.
Be on The Amazing Race with your mom.
Again, y'all, why do people want me to do something hateful? Like, y'all, like my mom is
fight in the airport,
right? And then I come home from The Amazing Race. I watch it on TV, and everybody's like, Chappell's the worst son ever. I'm like, y'all don't know that lady. She's crazy. You try traveling with her. She's nuts.
I don't talk about your mom like that.
Okay, Kirsten. Me and my mom will go, and then you and your dad can go at the same time.
Yeah, it sounds great. He's very well traveled.
And Maggie, you and your brother would kill it. Y'all would be good.
Maggie's dream is to go on The Amazing Race, but she gets car sick.
I get really, really car sick, and also I am weak. So I feel as though I have no skills required to go on The Amazing Race, but I love The Amazing Race. I love it so much.
I thought I had a agreement with Maggie that I was her Amazing Race partner, but then I started hearing the streets that you were making other inroads with Amazing Race partners. I can still drive a stick shift. I'm still here. I'm down.
I am down. You know, I suggested it to Kirsten once, and she said absolutely not because she has the worst travel luck. And I think that was when I approached you, Chappell.
I really do have the flight will get canceled. I will be stuck on the runway for 8+ hours. It's not good.
So the thing about me on The Amazing Race, you have to understand is, and I've said this very publicly on many an Amazing Race podcast, I will not be spoken to in a disrespectful way. So and not I understand that people who are competitive, that's how you speak to each other. That's how you speak to each other on the field. I didn't play sports. You better not talk to me crazy, to the point where if my partner were talking to me crazy, I would sit on the ground. I'm not joking. Wherever we were doing whatever, I don't care. I would sit on the ground, dirt road, concrete, whatever. And I would say, you need to change your tone and how you speak to me. And once we've calmed down, we can get up and keep going. Yeah. So I'm not sure you would want that as a style.
But see, that's the thing. I'm not competitive. So whatever.
Oh, we would be eliminated first episode, Chappell. We would just be there for the giggles and the vibes.
For the vibes.
This has gone on too far. I'm sorry.
Yes.
This is actually a podcast about Temptation Island season 6 episode 1.
And why you should watch it. Go watch it. Go watch it.
So once again, Chappell, tell the people all of the things you're doing so that they can go check them out.
RHAPkickback.com is where you can find me. It is where it's the only thing I'm plugging these days. And so go subscribe at youtube.com/@RHAPkickback or go to recapkickback.com/subscribe to keep up with all the stuff that I got going on over there. We got a lot of content over there, but you can only find out if you go over there and click like and subscribe on the YouTube video and all that good stuff. So go support that. And then when you're over there, you'll hear about all the stuff I'm doing on RHAP.
Amazing.
Woohoo.
Love it. Maggie, where can the people find you?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok at MLMorgan_. I actually think maybe on Blue Sky the underscore isn't there. But you can find me there. I will be, I think when this podcast comes out, I will be talking like this evening, March 12th, about Big Brother 11 on the Big Brother Rewind podcast, or the Big Brother Retrospective
Retrospective,
podcast.
yeah.
Yes. So I've been brushing up on my Big Brother 11, getting ready to talk about some trashy reality TV. So I'm very excited. You can catch me there.
Love that. You can follow me everywhere at Kirsten Said What, including twitch.tv/Kirsten Said What. And every week, myself and Sasha Joseph have a pop culture, celebrity gossip, trending topics podcast called Mess Magnets. You can find that at messmagnets.com. And it's vibes. It's good vibes. You should definitely check it out. But that is all we have for this first episode of Temptation Island. Maggie and I'll be back again after episode 6 and after the finale to break it all down. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. If you could leave us a 5-star rating and review on the Hot Dummies and Islands podcast feed, it would mean a lot.
And it doesn't, we take feedback, absolutely, but it has to come with a 5-star review. Otherwise, there's like a glitch in our system and we can't read the comment that you wrote.
Less than 5 stars, I lose the ability to read. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So please do that. It is the most helpful way for new people to find the show, especially at the start of a new season of TV. But we'll be back then. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.
Peace.